Good morning, girls. Hope you are all doing fine. And now get ready for another topic in grammar. That's about infinitives. You will see what infinitives are as I explain to you now. Let's turn to page 57 in your textbook. Well, children, before we go on to your textbook, let us see the board here what infinitives are. Infinitives are not used as the main verb. They are not the main verbs. Now, what are main verbs? Finite verbs and infinite verbs. As you see here, finite verbs are the main verbs and they agree with the subject. Finite verbs have to agree with the subject. The boy plays chess. The boys play chess. Can you see here the subject is singular, so the verb is singular, the main verb. The boys, subject plural, the verb is plural, so the main verb. These are the finite verbs. But what are these infinitives? Infinitives or infinite or non-finite verbs. They do not agree with the subject. So an infinite verb does not agree with the subject. The word to is added to the base form of the verb. Example, to play, to run, to eat, to write. The base form is the simple present tense of the verb. To play, to run, to eat, to write. So the word to is always added as an infinitive. So the boy wants to play. The boys want to play. So the boy wants to play chess, you can say. The boys want to play chess. Can you see this to play here and to play? It doesn't change. Here it changes, plays and play. But here to play, to play. When you add to, it does not agree with the subject. Whether the subject is singular or whether the subject is plural, the infinitive remains the same. To play, to play. So to is the word used to create infinite words or verbs. Now you go on to bare infinitives. What are bare infinitives? The meaning of bare is without anything. It is bare of the word to. It does not have the word to. So infinitives without to are called bare infinitives. So they don't have the word to in when you use a bare infinitive. And this bare infinitives are usually used after certain words like need, hear, let, dare, bid, etc. For example, you have here, you need not worry about her. There is no to here. And here also, they hear the girl sing a song. There is no to in these words. So you see, bare infinitives do not have the verbs or the word to in it. So let's go on to your textbook now. Well, girls, now look at your textbook. Turn to page 57 and there you have a conversation between these children. The boy says, Zubeda wanted to thank Mrs. Murthy. And the girl says, Sheikh Mohammed promised to respect her last wish. So can you see the words to thank and to respect? These are infinitives. So the words in color are infinitives. That's the words that are in red. They do not change their form to agree with the person or number of the subject in a sentence. As I told you, they don't have to agree with the subject. The infinitive can function as the subject or the object of the verb in a sentence. For example, you see here, Zubeda wanted to thank Mrs. Murthy. Here, the infinitive is acting as the subject of the verb. The subject is Zubeda. So, it's referring to Zubeda, related to the subject. Zubeda wanted to thank. So, here it's acting as the subject of the verb. And here you see, Sheikh Mohammed promised to respect her last wish. Here, to respect is acting as the object of the verb. Because the last wish, her last wish refers to the object. It's the object. And it's referring to the object. To respect her last wish. So, it can be used either as a subject of the verb or the object of the verb in a sentence. And we go on now. Infinitives that are without to are called bare infinitives. I've already told you that. Without to, they are called bare infinitives. There is no to in that sentence. So those sentences are sentences which have bare infinitives. They are used after some verbs such as bid, dare, need, hear, make, see, know, and let, and all the modal verbs. What are modal verbs, girls? Modal verbs are helping verbs or auxiliary verbs such as should, could, might, may. So when you use a modal verb like she could write neatly, he could sing very well, she could recite the poem without looking into the text. So you don't have to use to there with the modal verbs. So they are mostly used as bare infinitives. And other than modal verbs, where we use bare infinitives are when these words they follow these words dare, need, hear. After these words they are used. Let us look at the examples here. The guards did not let Nancy enter the library without an ID card. So here, after the word let, did not let Nancy to enter the library, but we are not using to. So it's this infinitive is a bare infinitive without to. Instead of saying to enter, we just say did not let Nancy enter the library. So enter is the bare infinitive there without to. And it's followed by usually by these words we told you, let, bid, need, hear. As I mentioned in the earlier example, they hear the girl sing a song. So you see without the word to there. They bid us goodbye for they were moving to Dubai. They were to move to Dubai. So moving is the bare infinitive, no to there, but it's followed by the word bid. Juno need not wash the clothes right now. Juno need not wash. He does not have to wash. So there is no to wash there. So it's a bare infinitive. Wash is the bare infinitive followed by the word need. Now girls, you can carry on with these exercises. It's easy to choose the correct options here. You have to use either the infinitives or the bare infinitive. She went to the bank to collect her pension. Asan makes customized cupcakes to meet the demands of clients. And I think you can do the rest of the sentences. You see number 4 there, girls, that you got to use the bare infinitive there for that one. Let us go to the zoo on Saturday. So you don't use to go, but the bare infinitive go. Let us go. The word let usually follows a bare infinitive like the other words that were used there in red. Okay girls, I think after this you can continue with the next exercise on page 58. And here you see you have to use the two infinitive forms here, not the bare infinitive but two infinitive form. And you see the first one, I will actually read it out to you. The chariot is actually a shrine built to honor Garuda, the legendary mythological bird who serves as the vehicle mount of Lord Vishnu according to Hindu mythology. So here you have to use to honor. Then you can continue girls. The shrine used to hold a huge sculpture of Garuda earlier. So you have this girls and you can continue the exercises on your own. Write them in your textbook girls, these exercises. Write with the pencil, use a pencil. And I think I'll stop here now for today girls. Have a nice day.